Okay, so you will definitely want a buddy. Alright guys, welcome back to another video, or as always, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to be working on the Tahoe, and if you can tell from the background, I'm doing a bucket seat conversion for the middle row. Now, we like the bench, it's all, you know, good and dandy, but we have the third row in here. So anytime anybody needs to get to the third row, you gotta either push this one all the way up or that one, which isn't a huge deal, except a lot of the times we've got car seats here and here. So it's just kind of a pain, and it'll just be a lot better having that middle open so people can get back to that third row. So I'm gonna kind of show you guys what you need, what's gonna happen, stuff like that. So what you need if you want to go from a bench to a bucket, or even a bucket to a bench, you're going to need the carpet, the molded carpet pieces. You have to have those, because if you don't, then all the metal under the seats are just exposed and open, and honestly you probably get cut up on them if you aren't paying attention. So you need these pieces, and that's really it, other than, of course, you know, the seats. All the hardware is going to be in the seats you take out. And another real quick thing I want to note is when you're getting these seats from another car, mine's a Tahoe, so make sure you're getting seats from a short wheelbase. Could be a short wheelbase Yukon or an Escalade. Just make sure it's the short one. If it's the long one, like the Yukon XL, I think the Escalade's like the EXT or something like that. If it's anything like that, if it's the long wheelbase, they will not fit in a Tahoe. There is a write-up somewhere that some guy got it to fit, but it's a lot of extra work you got to go through, and it just seems a whole lot easier to just buy seats from a short wheelbase. And another thing to note is the stitch pattern. So like on this one, it's got the stitch in there, this one's got the stitch here, so this is all the same. It'll match the front seats real good. You want to be careful, because there's a whole bunch of different seat options they had out there. Like the Escalades, I think, are just smooth leather, like it doesn't have any of the stitching in it or anything. So just keep in mind of that if, you know, you're kind of OCD about the way your cars look, kind of like how I am. If you don't care, you can get whatever seats, but just make sure you're paying attention to that if that bothers you. If not, you can get whatever. Again, just make sure it's from a short wheelbase, or if you have a long wheelbase car, say a Suburban, you'll want to get it from a long wheelbase car. So I guess without trying to talk too much, let's get into taking these out. It shouldn't be too bad. The hardest part is going to be getting that long one out, because that's heavy as heck and real awkward. So I'm gonna try to get that out without damaging anything, and let's go. All right, so first thing you're gonna want to do to remove these seats is just pull this lever up. This will fold down. Pull it up harder, this whole thing will fold up. Now they have some, my car doesn't have this option, but there's a button up there on some of them that you push them, it'll automatically fold these down. So I mean, that makes it a little easier, but I mean, that's still just as easy. So you want to do that to this one, you want to do that to that one, because on these, if you're going from a bench to a bucket, you've got to have both of these up to pull this whole piece out. It's all one piece. So I'm gonna go ahead, flip the other side up, and then figure out what socket I need and start pulling these nuts out. All right, and then this should just pull up and out. It's not really held on to any kind of nuts or anything. I think it's all just Velcro. But this piece comes out. Oh man, and did I get lucky. What I mean by lucky is, in most of these, if it came, I'm wondering if mine didn't come factory with bucket seats, because in most of these with a bench, there's going to be no carpet in this area whatsoever. So I mean, there's carpet here, so that's actually really, really awesome. I'm actually really happy about that. So anyways, yeah, just keep that in mind also if you're going from a bench to a bucket. If your car was factory with a bench, there will be no carpet here. So you'll either maybe go to a junkyard and cut a piece and you can put it down in there, or they make mats, like WeatherTech type mats, and they'll go through all up through here, and those will look a lot better too. So also just keep that in mind. But we're gonna go ahead and pull these out. These are kind of looking like maybe like a 13 or something like that, maybe a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. I want to say there's 8, because you got these two, one there, should be one right there, one over there on the corner, one there, and then one there. So I think it's just 8. So I'm gonna go ahead and zip those out real quick. Alright, I got all of the bolts out. I had to undo this connector, not real sure what it is. This seat didn't have anything with power on it, so I just had to undo that on both sides. And then there are 2 more. I want to say these are going to be like maybe at a 12 or something. And I was way off on these. These are 18s actually, but I think these are going to be like a 12 or 13 maybe. So these hold this whole thing together, so you can pull the whole thing out. That would be a huge pain. So I'm going to separate them and maybe make it a little bit easier. So let's figure out what that is. So it is a 13, and I could not get the impact in there on these front ones, so I just used a wrench. Wasn't that bad at all, but impacts are definitely faster. So let's just zip this off. And you do not want to lose these. So what I'm going to do is, after I get it off, I'm just going to put them to the side, but then after I get them out, I'm just going to put them back on there. I might put this whole thing back together after it's out of the car, but that'll be something I'll have to figure out in a minute. So, I mean, the whole seats are basically out now. Should just be able to pull them out and start throwing in new stuff. All right, guys, so I'm gonna attempt to get this out. It's not gonna be fun, but I think it should be manageable. Okay, so you will definitely want a buddy. You can do it yourself, but I didn't do any damage, but I could see it definitely happening. So if you think you can do it, go ahead and tackle it. But if you have the resources, I'd go ahead and grab a buddy. But I'm gonna go ahead, pull that one out. That one should be a whole lot easier, and then we'll start putting these new ones in. So let's go. All right, guys, and just like that, both seats are out. That's the 60, that's the 40, and these are the new seats that are going in. So that's the passenger seat. You can tell because it's got the handle over here, and we'll go ahead, toss this in, and we'll toss that one in, bolts down, and that pretty much should be it. So let's do it. And just real quick before I throw that other one in, that's the passenger side. Looks really, really good right there. And then the reason the Suburban seats will not work in here is because the Suburban seats don't have this hump right here. You see how it kind of lips up right there? And the brackets are the same way. The Suburbans are just flat down here. So again, like I said, there was a guy, he got the bases off and swapped the bases and did it like that, but that just seems like a whole lot of work when you could just buy the seats already ready to fit. So got that seat in, plugged up, bolted down, put the cover over it. Now just got to do the other one, and then that'll wrap this video up. All right guys, so now the seats are in. They look good. So happy I don't have to fight with there being no carpet there. And then easy access all the way to the back. And just really happy with how that turned out. I am going to need to get a new plug, one of these for this one, because this one's missing, but I'm pretty sure you can find those off Amazon or eBay somewhere. So yeah, not too hard at all. But like I said, if you have a factory bench car, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to have carpet there, but look up under it anyways, because like I said, I thought mine was and it wasn't. I know dealers a lot of times, if you want captain's chairs, they'll just swap them out with another car. So sometimes you'll get lucky, and I think that's what happened with this one, but either that or somebody swapped it out with a bench before. But either way, they're in. I really like the way they look. Like I said, a few bolts and it's that simple. So time to post these guys up, hopefully get some, if not a little bit more of my money back, because from what I've been seeing, the benches sell for a little bit more, but we'll see. So that's pretty much gonna wrap this video up, guys. That's really all I want to show you, is just that, and then kind of the what and whatnots of doing this and what to look out for, what you could potentially run into, stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button if you guys like the content I'm putting out and want to see more. If I left anything out in this video that you guys maybe wanted to see or have questions about, leave them in the comments below. As always, I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Go to my links below, my Amazon storefront, if you guys want anything that you see on the Tahoe. Most of it is off Amazon, the truck, Amazon, stuff like that. Even the Mustang got a lot of stuff on there about it, but just go check that out. But again, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.